You're listening to the Co-Creator Network. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Good afternoon, everybody, and how are you doing? Welcome once again to another edition of The Way of the Desert with me, your host, Miguel Ruiz Jr, author of The 5 Levels of Attachment. That's so cool to say. And you're listening to a cool station called the co-creatornetwork.com. Today is Wednesday, February 27, 2013. And yay, my book came out, and as we speak, I'm officially an author. Wow, very cool. And before I continue, bulletin board. This is the list of events that are coming up, and there's a lot. First is the Line in the Sand in May 9th through the 12th in Punta Mita, Mexico. We'll be there, me and my dad, and then we'll be also this weekend at the Westlake Village at the Center for Spiritual Living. Then we'll be at the Agape International Spiritual Center on Sunday morning for the 3 masses and then some book signing. Then my dad will go to Amsterdam with my brother, to Amsterdam, to France, and then Paris, I believe. Then I will be in Cameron Park. While they're up in Europe, I'll be in Cameron Park at the Spiritual Center for Positive Living. Then I'm going up to Seattle at the Center for Spiritual Living, and me and my dad will be giving a lecture there on Saturday, March 16. And then me and Heather Ashamara, whom you all know, she's right after me in this show, will be at the East West Bookshop, giving a workshop on the 5 levels of attachment, and then a bunch of other things. Anyways, and then I'm going to be in Berkeley. Yay! I just saw that I'm going to be on April 21st. I will be in Berkeley, California. I used to live there for a long time, so yay! I get to go back home, I guess. And then Burbank. Anyways, for a list of all the events in coming up, please visit the 2 websites, miguelruiz.com and also miguelruizjr.com. And it looks like here that there's going to be Madrid on May 29th through the 31st, Paris, France, June 3rd through the 6th, Switzerland, June 18th through the 10th, Italia, June 12th through the 16th, Slovakia, June 20th, France again, June 25th through the 30th, and South Africa. Wow. South Africa. Very cool. So I wonder if I'm going to be in that one. That's so cool. My dad is all over the world, and it's exciting to say. All right, that's it. Enough of the commercials. Done, 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 and done. For more information, miguelruiz.com, and check out the Academy of Awareness. Okay, there we go. Done. Anyways, today's show is called Making Your Dreams Come True. The reason why I call it is because my dream came true, at least one of them. I have many dreams that I live for, or I've worked for, actually, throughout my life. And one of them actually came true. My book, The 5 Levels of Attachment, is out. It's official. It's available for sale, and there's people reading it, and or people already giving me feedback that they like it. And to me, that is just exciting. You know, you work so hard for so many years working on something, and then it comes in. And mind you, I've been wanting to write a book since I first saw the Dead Poets Society back in the 1980s or 90s, I think. When was that movie out? Anyways, when I saw that movie, I totally began to see the world differently. Seize the day, oh captain, my captain. And I was really into literature, reading my books with Gabriel Garcia Marquez as my favorite author, Franz Kafka, Isabel Allende, among others, Camus, of course. John Irving, Tim Robbins. Still Life with Woodpecker, still one of my favorite books of all, and Skinny Legs and all. And Neil Gaiman. Many, many, many more. Though I didn't write literature or fiction, like a novel like they did, I wrote a self-help book. But to me, I'm out there, and that's exciting. If you've never heard my show before, I treat this as a blog radio. I'm processing it. Today's one of those days. At the same time, I saw a little video that I shared on Facebook about an elderly man. Well, not elderly. He's 47 years old, so he's young. But he had jumped out of so many parachutes that he'd hurt his back and knees. And he was told that he was never going to walk again. And then he decided to change that. He looked all around for yoga teachers, and a lot of them said no. And then out of, one of my favorite wrestlers, Diamond Dallas Page, DDP, goes in and actually says, yes, I'll help you. And the man documented the transition, and going from being obese, not being able to walk, because that's the reason why he was obese, he couldn't exercise, to being able to do a headstand and running and losing all those weight. And all of a sudden, this thing that everyone had told him he can't do, he bucked the system by saying, no, I can do this. And he did it. And he's walking. The key to what making your dreams come true is never giving up. You see, that motivator, that intent that we have allows us to create and manifest. In the past, you've heard me talk about the difference between a corpse and a living being, because I've witnessed my uncle pass away. When he was laying down on the bed, even though with all the machines were there, you can still see that there was still life. My uncle was there. Then when the last beep on the heart monitor went and the last breath came out, then my uncle turned into an object, because there's no more life in the body. It was like a frame. And then one of the lessons my uncle has ever given me is that I'm still alive. I am the energy that is able to move this body. The thing that separates between me and a corpse is that I am alive. And while I'm alive, everything is possible, because I have the strength to take a step. I have the strength to move my arms. I have the strength to bring air into my diaphragm, slowly letting it out, moving my vocal cords, moving my muscles in my mouth to generate the sounds in English to speak to you as we speak. You are listening to a body that's projecting information, projecting a way of perceiving the world and sharing it with you. This is an action. This is life. And all I have to do is to say yes to doing it. Because if I say no, it won't be done. My no is just as powerful as my yes, because with my yes and my no, I control my intention. I control this body to create, to manifest, or to not to. This is the strength I have. The question lies, am I doing it because I want to or because I have to? At the root of it, the difference between the two questions, or actually between I have to and I want to, the expressions I should say, is that one is putting into action the words of my own domestication. Meaning by that, I've learned that in life, in order for me to motivate myself to create, I have to live up to an expectation. If I fail to do so, then I will get punished by my own rejection. Thus, my motivation is to succeed because I don't want the punishment of my own self-judgment. When we are motivated in this way to create and manifest our dreams, then we're using our dreams to domesticate ourselves, meaning by that, we're using our dream to give us the condition of our own self-acceptance, and our motivation is conditional love. When I say I want to, I'm expressing with full freedom a yes. I am saying out loud, yes, I want to do this. Not because I'm going to succeed or I'm going to fail, because if I fail, I'm going to punish myself. No, I'm not afraid of failure because I love myself whether I succeed or not. That's the difference between domestication and passion. I love myself, and I will do the things in my life because I love myself. So I'm going to manifest a dream to make it alive, not because my self-acceptance is hinged to it actually happening, but because I love myself, I want to see this manifested. And that's my driving force. Passion. The passion I have for the direction I have in life. At first, when I first started writing the book, I might have started, no, actually, I did start from that point of conditional love. But since my trajectory in life, I began to see it in a totally different way. I discovered I had a message to say, to share, to give. I became completely aware of my levels of attachments and how I use my family's traditions and that of traditions of many other great teachers in my own domestication. It's like using the 4 agreements. Oh, I want to live up to the expectation of being free of a Nawal, then I have to follow the 4 agreements. And when that happens, not taking things personal, always doing your best, not making assumptions, being impeccable with the word, and being skeptical, but learn to listen. If I judge myself for that, then I've just turned the 4 agreements, the 5 agreements, into the 5 conditions of my personal freedom. I've used an instrument for transformation to domesticate myself. But if I'm completely aware that at the root of every belief I have, there is a yes and there is a no, then my agreement is me saying yes without any conditions. And I can say no without any conditions at all. To say yes when I mean to say yes, to say no when I mean to say no, and having the respect for myself to give both power, to respect my yes, to respect my no. to respect my intention, to respect this force. I control this force because I am this force of life. And I can take it in any direction I want. Why am I talking about this? Because at the basis of our dreams, if we want to make them real, then we have to see, actually, there I am. I caught myself. I have to. Then I will be willing to see for myself the energy I put into it. Because if I'm going to put my dream and give it the energy of conditional love, then my dream becomes a trap. It will trap me because now I have to live up to the expectation, because if I don't, then all these people, including myself, will judge me and ridicule me. And when that happens, can we really call it a dream? Can we really call it a goal by which we want to set our intent? Or have we just found another motivator for our conditional love? Because the key to making your dreams come true is to not be afraid of failing. Because when we're afraid of failure, at the root, we're really afraid of the punishment for not living up to the expectation. How can I live with myself? Is an expression I have read and heard and probably even said. But when I lose that fear, and when I'm no longer afraid of that condition, then I'm free to look at that daunting task of climbing, of growing, of working really hard and saying, yes, I will climb this mountain with the full free strength of my will. That is the driving force to making your dreams come true. I never said it was going to be easy. Because in reaching that goal, we're looking for that path that allows us to say yes throughout. A road that tells us yes, that yes, you can do this. And we're continuously looking for it, which is patience is a virtue. But the balance between patience and action is a beautiful gift to have and a beautiful talent to cultivate. You see, life allows us opportunities because it has the ability to say no, and it has all the right to say no. So our patience, is waiting for that moment where life says, yes, let's do this. Let's begin to work. Let's begin the process. Let's begin. And we take it. And in that illustration, once again, lies the power that we have in our faith for taking action. To recognize that I am strong enough, and by that don't mean physically, but that my yes is strong enough to say, yes, I'm going to take this action because I want to take this action. Because I want to experience what this is going to give me. Because I want to see what it feels like. To me, one of the coolest dreams I had is to walk into a bookstore and grab my book. Mind you, That hasn't happened yet because some bookstores are slow to get it. Just in case, if you want to just go and ask for them. Which is what I did. I went up and I asked, when will it be ready? And they told me, and now I'm waiting. Patiently waiting for that moment to walk into a bookstore, to look at the book, grab it, take it up to the counter, and buying it. Like I've done so many books that I've treasured in the past. What's going to happen from here? Well, I'm going to write another book, but more importantly, I'm going to continue living life. I'm going to continue being my family. I'm going to continue being a father, a husband, a son, a brother, a best friend, a neighbor. To continue life. If this was my dream, then I'm excited to start on the new cycle. What's the new cycle? Well, I want to present my dream to the world. Let me introduce you to my dream. Right now it's called the 5 levels of attachment. Eventually, the next one will be called control folly. But in the meantime, I just have the 5 levels of attachment. And that's the beautiful thing about being alive. Everything is possible. And when we have the strength and the faith to follow through, to recognize that it won't be coming if I'm sitting on the couch being inactive, that it requires me full-heartedly saying yes, even though people around me are encouraging me and sharing shouts of support. I'm the one who's putting one foot in front of the other. You're the one who's putting one foot in front of the other. Every day, each and every single one of us is creating something. The question I ask you, are you creating it because this is your passion? Or are you creating it to live up to the condition of your own self-acceptance? The difference between the two will change the way we look at life dramatically. Someone posted yesterday on my dad's Facebook that how dare we share words that for millions of people, they can't have happiness. It's like dangling food in front of someone hungry. Well, if we're dangling food in front of them, then it's up to them to stand up and take it. Because that's the power they have. That's the power you have. The only thing standing in your way between you and your dreams is a yes and a no. That's coming from you. Yes, we might have wounds. Yes, we might have issues. Yes, we might have a glass ceiling. But if they're telling us no, and we're going, you know what? I respect you're telling me no, but I'm going to continue pressing through because I want this. I see this in my life, and I'm not going to do any harm to anyone else. I'm going to do it. Despite of your doubt, I will do it. If it's not in this way, I'll find another way. So my question to you, as I recapitulate this past 25 minutes, is the energy of the dream based on I want to or I have to? Are you respecting your intention, meaning your yes and your no? And are you aware that you are alive? And while there's life in you, everything is possible. All it requires is to change our mind about the beliefs we have that says, I can't because I am not worthy to be happy. Well, we are worthy. We are free-willed men and women, and together we're continuously constructing the dream of us. As the Mad Hatter once told Alice, I'm afraid everyone is crazy here. And Alice says, well, everyone's crazy here, but they're all good. Sorry, I think I just ruined that phrase. But it's true. We're all good. And in the belief that we have and how we see the world, yes, I might be crazy or I might be a dreamer. But just in case I'm right, I'll follow. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. In basis, in wrapping up, I say, don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. If you want to be happy in life, then be happy. Simply don't believe that voice that says you can't. Just don't believe that word that says you can't create your dream. And when you're done making your dream, well, that's what's beautiful about life. Even after we finish manifesting our dream, there's plenty of life to live. Let's see what my imagination can come up with to create a new dream. Up next, Heather Ashamara with Tosi Radio on the Pixie Solution on the co-creatornetwork.com. With all my love and all my gratitude, thank you for the opportunity to share a dream with you. Namaste.
Heartbreak, won't you fade away? You've been a weary friend for so long. You kept a tab on the world outside and all the crazy turns I took wrong. Tell me it's a dream. Nobody's who they seem. The smoke that clouds